All right, everybody. So in this video, I want to talk to people about, the debate whether the NFL should change its overtime rules because a lot of people might not know this. Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of you know if you're an NFL fan, but yesterday the Buffalo Bills obviously lost 36-42 to the Kansas City Chiefs in OT, and it was a hell of a playoff game, a really interesting back and forth offensive shootout. But recently, I've noticed that a lot of people on social media have been complaining about the overtime rules and how Josh Allen and how it's not fair that Josh Allen didn't get the ball in OT because, Josh Allen, the Chiefs, they scored a touchdown first. And you know how it's like in OT, the team that scores a touchdown first gets the win. But now I notice that people are saying that the overtime rules should change, because it's not fair for Josh Allen to not receive the ball in OT. And let me tell you people something. I personally think that the debate over trying to change the OT rules is kind of dumb. Let me explain to people about why. Because, trying to change the overtime rules doesn't really make any sense to me, because it's like, in the NFL, if you get the ball and if the team that gets the ball and if they score first, they get the win. And the way how I see it, that is really fair. Okay. So I don't understand why people are now, right when the Bills lost to the Kansas City Chiefs, all of a sudden everybody's complaining about, changing the overtime rules. And I personally think that that's not going to do anything good. Let me explain you why. Because you see, NFL games, nobody has the time to watch an extra, like an hour of OT or even 30 minutes, because a lot of people, they have lives outside of football. They got to go to work in the morning, whenever NFL game ends and all that stuff. And I just personally think that the whole idea of changing the overtime rules is pretty freaking stupid, okay? Because it's like, first of all, yesterday, how is that going to affect the outcome of the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs game, okay? Because it's like calling for the changing of the overtime rules is not going to reverse the game, okay? It's like it already happened. Buffalo Bills, they're out of the playoffs, they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs. And I feel like the ultimate reason why the Bills lost is because, let's be honest, the Bills defense basically let Josh Allen down yesterday. Like, come on, you mean to tell me that it's like last time I checked, Josh Allen, he can't play defense, okay? It should be up to the Buffalo Bills' responsibility, to make sure that, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs don't score any points. Because I watched the last 13 seconds of the play, and what I'm trying to figure out is why in the hell was Buffalo, playing prevent defense with 13 seconds left? Like, that is the biggest mistake that I feel like Buffalo made yesterday in the divisional playoff game, is by playing prevent D with 13 seconds left. It's like, why would you even do that? Playing prevent D is so dumb, because it looked like to me that the Bills, they just had everybody backed up in zone coverage, and, there was basically like an extra 5 yards of open gap down the field that Patrick Mahomes was just easily able to take advantage of because of that quick slant route passing. So, I mean, really, it's like calling for the change of OT rules is pretty dumb, okay? I personally am not a fan of the change of OT rules. I understand I'm probably going to cause a bit of a debate, but if you actually sit there and think about it, if only the Buffalo Bills would have actually played some defense, then they might have won the game yesterday if the defense had showed up when it freaking mattered. Because the way how I see it, since the Bills defense didn't show up, Patrick Mahomes, he just took advantage of the Bills defensive blunder and the Bills defensive mistake. Because, I mean, really, the fact that Buffalo would even think about playing prevent defense is freaking stupid. It's like they should have played man-to-man coverage, okay? Or they at least should have maybe, I don't know, send 4 guys rushing. They should have probably blitzed with four defensive linemen. Like, why in the hell would you have everybody, the linebackers, the safeties, and the corners just backed up in zone coverage? Like, that made zero sense to me yesterday. And that's the only reason why Buffalo lost. And yes, Kansas City, they won the coin toss, but it's OT. But listen, guys, this is part of football, okay? So, like, the whole idea of just wanting to change the OT rules, I think it's dumb, okay? But hey, that's just me, everybody's, entitled to their own opinions and all that stuff. But I just find it funny how the second the Bills lost to the Kansas City Chiefs yesterday, everybody's just complaining right now and calling for the OT rules to change and all that stuff. But it's like, how about instead of calling for that, how about the Bills learn not to play freaking prevent defense with 13 seconds left in the game against the Patrick Mahomes-led team? Because it's like, did you honestly really think that you were going to fool Patrick Mahomes by thinking you can just play zone defense? It's like Patrick Mahomes saw that and he knew what Buffalo was doing, and that's how Patrick Mahomes was able to drive the Chiefs down the field, for that game-tying field goal. And then OT, he just completely sliced the Bills' defense apart. I think that the only downfall of the Bills in that game was just the Bills playing prevent defense with 13 seconds left, because if only they would have basically played man-to-man and, maybe just sent a blitz against Patrick Mahomes, just send a blitz towards him, then maybe they could have gone to stops. So, like, seriously, the whole idea of let's change the OT rules, nah, dude, that's kind of dumb. But, hey, like I said before, that's just me. But I just had to come on and talk about this because I just noticed that everybody on Facebook and on Twitter have now been complaining about, changing the OT rules and all that stuff. But I personally like the way the OT rules are, okay? The way how I see it, it's fair game. The team that gets the ball first, and if they score first, they win the game, okay? And that's the way how it's supposed to be. So enough of this changing the OT rules crap. Like, I just think it's way too overboard. Like, seriously. But, hey, Buffalo Bills, maybe they'll learn, maybe the Bills defense will learn next time, or maybe the Bills defensive coordinator will learn next time that maybe it's not a good idea to play prevent defense against a Patrick Mahomes-led team with 13 seconds remaining in the game, okay? It's like, just play some regular defense, not this prevent BS. Like, it doesn't make sense, but hey, that's the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what y'all think.